afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am Jeff Grant Media. In today's real user review, we're going to be taking the Dewbu heated soft shell jacket. Dewbu did send me this jacket for free, but all the opinions in this video are mine and mine alone. I did not share this content with Dewbu prior to publication. They will see this when you do. So this is now my second heated jacket that I've been taking a look at, and I can honestly say I do prefer the Dewbu much more over the iHood that I did take a look at prior to this. So right up top, I'm going to go ahead and already say this is a nicer jacket than the iHood. Although there are some features I wish I could incorporate from the iHood into this. We're going to get into all of that. But first, we're going to start with a few of the specs of the jacket. The Dewbu heated soft shell jacket comes in at $169.99 USD. But at the time of filming, we are in a mad dash for Christmas buying, so the jacket is currently on sale on Amazon, so you may be able to save a few nickels if you buy it now. The jacket comes in black, dark blue, gray, and olive. The jacket has 5 heating zones, 2 in the front, 1 in the back, and 1 in each arm. The jacket has 3 different heat settings. High, indicated with red, that they say will last for 3 to 4 hours and can get up to 140 degrees. Blue, that they give no time for in their specs, but will get up to about 125 degrees. And low, which is shown in green, that will last for roughly 9 to 10 hours and get up to 110 degrees. During my testing, I would say the 2 given times are going to be pretty accurate. I think you're going to come in a little under that overall, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. Right now, I'm going to show you how to use the jacket. First off, there is a pocket in the bottom left of the jacket that is for the battery bank, that also has the plug to plug the jacket in and turn it on. There is an indicator button here that you can press, and you're probably not gonna be able to read that, but we are reading 98% battery power right now because I just took it off the charger. You could put the battery bank in that pocket, and then you could zip that up with 2 hands, it's easier. Zip that up for security, so now it's not going to fall out on you. On the left lapel of the jacket, you're gonna find the power button and indicator. To turn the jacket on, you'll press and hold for 3 seconds, and it will turn on. And you'll notice that it always comes on by default to red, which is high. 1 quick press will turn it blue, and that will be medium. Another quick press will be green, which will be low. And then another quick press will cycle you back through to high. To turn it off, press and hold for another 3 seconds. Your indicator light will go off, and now the jacket is turned off. So the jacket is very simple and straightforward to operate. I put the jacket on, I simply take my right hand, I press, I hold, it turns on. I'm on high, I'm a little warm, I wanna go a little cooler, I tap it, I'm at medium. Still hot, tap it down, I'm at low, now I'm getting chilly again, turn it back to high. Now I'm hot, now I'm done with my walk, I wanna turn the jacket off, press and hold, and the jacket's off. Now, the way I have been wearing this jacket is, this has been my dog walking jacket. We're still having fluctuating temperatures here, but in the mornings, it's in the like mid to low 20s, and then in the evenings, it's cycling back to like mid to low 30s. But during the daytime, I'm at work, so I'm not wearing any jacket. I'm at work while the sun's up. Sun rises at like 7:30 and sets at like 4:30, so basically I'm at work during those hours, so I almost never see sunlight. So I'm wearing this jacket in the coldest parts of the day, which is the very early mornings and the evenings when I'm walking the dog. So this has been my dog walking jacket. I've been wearing this just about every day, twice a day for little over 2 weeks now. I've been wearing this thing. So I've been using it, not always with the battery. There have been some warmer days where I was either hot, I turned the battery off, or it was so warm out that just the jacket was enough. I didn't actually have to turn the battery on. So now we're gonna start with the real user review, and we're gonna go ahead and start with the negatives so we can end on a positive note. And actually, both of my negatives deal with the switch and the heating elements. So the very first one, I press it, it turns on, okay? I can one quick, simple, I can go through my settings, but there is no way to turn this light off. I cannot turn the light off while the jacket is still on. So I'm walking around in the morning, very early, usually like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. Having a bright light on my chest isn't necessarily a bad thing. People are gonna be able to see me, but if I'm walking around and there's not a soul out, because usually there's not, this becomes quite a bit annoying. The light will reflect off the bottom of my glasses. It's kind of annoying. And then if I'm walking and I look down, I now have this big glaring light in my eye, which ruins my night vision. So when I'm walking around and it's pitch black, because honestly, again, that's mostly how I've been wearing this, either in the morning or in the evenings when I'm walking the dog, pitch black both times. This light is always on, it's always glaring, and it kind of like, it just messes with me. It's kind of annoying. So my simple fix would be I actually take a little piece of gaff tape and I cover it, but I leave just enough so I can see the top of the light, so I can tell that it's on and what level it's on. Now my next negative deals with the heating zones of the jacket. Now there are 5 heating zones. There is the front, the back, and then one in each arm. They are either all on or all off. I cannot independently control any of the zones, which is one of the features that I actually really liked with the iHood, is that I can turn off the zones on or off independently, and each of those zones were also independently controlled for the heat. So if I didn't want to have my back on high, I could put my back on low and then have my front on high or my neck on high. Or if I was, say, hiking with this jacket and I didn't want the back on at all because I'm gonna be wearing a backpack and I don't wanna overheat, I can completely turn the back and neck off. With this jacket, you either have all zones on or all zones off. So it's kind of a big drawback for me. I would really, really like to see each of these zones independently controlled so I can turn off the back if I'm wearing a backpack and I don't need it. Because me personally, I do sweat a lot. So if I'm wearing a backpack while I have the back on, I'm most likely going to overheat and start sweating, and then I'm gonna get wet, and then it's gonna be even harder for me to get warm and stay warm. So it's kind of a drawback for me. I would really like to see the zones independently controlled. Even if I couldn't control the temperature of each of the zones independently, if I can just turn them on or off, that would definitely be a big bonus to this jacket. And that's it. The 2 negatives, one deals with, you know, the heating, the light being on all the time that I wish I could turn off. And honestly, I'm getting hot, I'm inside. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the jacket off because I'm getting very warm right now. And then I wish I could independently control those zones so I can turn things on and off as I needed them. Now we're gonna get into the points of note. And the very first point of note is going to be the zipper on this jacket. Now all of the exposed zippers, the main zipper, the sleeves, they're all water guard zippers, but the teeth on the zippers, they're plastic, and I did notice that, especially when my hands were a little cold. They did feel, I don't want to say brittle, because they didn't feel like they were going to break at all, but I could definitely feel to touch that they were plastic. So something that I would be out in the wilderness generally wearing, or working in this, that I need to keep it warm, I would prefer to have metal teeth on my zippers so it would just be a little bit more durable, last me a little bit longer. Again, I didn't have any issues with them. It was just something that I did notice, and I noticed it very early on, that the zippers just, it felt like it could definitely use an upgrade. So we're gonna leave it there. Nothing good, nothing bad. I haven't had any issues with them. Again, I've been wearing this quite a bit, and they haven't failed me in any way. It was just something that I did notice early on, and I wanna pass that information along to you. The next point of note is going to be the heating pads in the back of the arms. I don't know, I don't really like them there. I can feel them, not all the time. If I have it on low, I really don't feel them, but I would have preferred, instead of having them in the back of my arms, to have maybe one across my neck, because my neck does get cold, so I would have liked to maybe have one across my neck and not in my arms. Maybe it's just me, I'm a vest guy. I do like to wear vests as a layer underneath my jackets or during work during the day. So generally my arms are just a little bit cooler. So I kind of feel like if my arms aren't covered, I'm being able to vent some of that excess body heat. So having a heating pad right here on the back of my arm, I don't necessarily think that's the best location for a heating element. It's not good, it's not bad, just something that, you know, I kind of noticed, like when it was really cold, like 20s out, it felt okay to have the back of my arms heated up, but generally I didn't really feel it there, and I felt like it could have been better served if they put that heating element somewhere else on the jacket. The next is a pro tip that I'm going to give you right now, and that is going to be, when you're not using the jacket, you should pull this battery out and unplug it. I do stick it right back in and zip it up so I don't lose it. But the reason I do that is because when I'm hanging my jacket up on the hook, I also have a 5-year-old daughter and I also have a wife. We're grabbing jackets. I have a coat rack that I made. All of our winter jackets are there. So things are getting pushed and banged. That's so the jacket doesn't inadvertently get turned on when I'm not wearing it and then run the battery down. Then when I go to wear it, the battery's dead because the jacket had been running all night long. Or, you know, it could also pull a little bit of energy from the battery while it's plugged in, even though it's not turned on. So it's going to conserve your battery life on that aspect as well, because it's not going to pull any current from the battery because it's not plugged in. And my next point of note is when the jacket is unzipped because I've overheated, or I'm getting warm, or it's just warm outside than I anticipated, and I'm not using it to heat me. You can definitely feel and tell that there is a battery in the left-hand side, because the jacket does kind of droop and pull to the left. It's not necessarily as noticeable in this because it does have, you know, a liner in here, so it kind of grips your clothes a little bit. But when I'm walking, I definitely feel the jacket kind of pulling a little bit to the left which really isn't something that is very noticeable with this jacket, but it's something that I did want to point out to you. And I noticed it because I had turned the jacket on and I was getting hot. I was overheating because it was warmer out than I thought. So I turned the jacket off and I unzipped it to vent my body heat. And I was walking around and I did notice the jacket was drooping a little to the left. Not much, but just enough that it was something that I did notice it. So I'm gonna pass that information along to you. And honestly, I think that's about it for my negatives and my points of note. Now we're gonna go into the positives, and the very first one being the battery life.
Okay, this battery's at 100%. I just now took it off the charger. We are going to go take Duke, who's already wearing his jacket, out for a walk because it says it's 20 degrees outside. So let's put on the Dewbu jacket and see how well it keeps me warm and how long this battery lasts. I've only got a couple blocks here, but I want to point out that I have the jacket in medium heat, and I'm just letting it warm up. I'm going to try to keep it in medium heat. Last time I did a different heated jacket, I had it in high for a little while. It worked well, but I got really hot really quick, so I'm going to try to keep it in medium. I think that's going to conserve the battery a little bit better, and I think once I get some body heat from walking, it's going to make me a little bit more comfortable, because I did have to dump it from high into low, so I figured medium. Maybe it's a good middle ground. So let's walk into the darkness, because this is what I look like when I'm walking not under street light, and let's test this thing out. Okay, so Duke and I just got back from our walk. It was about 29 minutes and change, so we'll just round it up to an even 30 minutes. It's the same walk we take every day, but you know, sometimes someone dilly-dallies a little bit more. It takes us a little longer. Sometimes it's quicker, like when it's 20 degrees, he rushes. But let's check the battery power. I know I checked at about 17 minutes into the walk, so close to halfway, and we had only used 6%. We're down to 94% battery. It's 17 minutes, so now we're about 30 minutes in. Let's check to see what the battery power is on the bank. And there you go. We are at 90% battery. So 30 minutes, we've used 10% of the battery. Now, I did keep it on medium the whole time. I did get a little warm. I honestly wanted to drop this into low, but I figured I wanted to keep it on medium and see what the battery was going to be like when we got back. So I kept that on medium the entire time, and I warmed up. I mean, I'm warm across my body, across my back, and then this one also has it in the arms. So I feel comfortable. I'm totally fine. And I only had these like fingerless gloves, so I was kind of just sticking my hands in my pockets, and the heat from the jacket was also helping me warm my fingers up a little quicker. But I felt really, really comfortable, actually a little warm where I wanted to tone down the jacket. So if we were to keep it at medium the entire time, we could have constant power for about 5 hours. Now, you wouldn't probably use this for 5 hours straight. I mean, if you're in sub-zero temperature, maybe you would, but you'd also probably have on a much thicker jacket. But if you were to cycle it on and off, or cycle down to low and back up to medium, you would definitely get, I could say, if you needed to use this all day long, you're at an event or something and you're outside and it's cold and you want to wear this all day, I think you can make this last for probably 10 hours worth of powered heat out of this jacket if you're cycling down or turning it off when you're warming up, because you're going to get too warm. That's also something you don't want to do if it's cold outside. You don't want to get too warm and sweat, because that's when bad things happen. Yeah, you don't want to sweat when it's 20 degrees outside, and then you can't dry out and you can't get warm. So if you're cycling the heat on and off down to lower settings, I think you'll probably get about 10 hours worth of power for like an entire day if you needed to use this for a whole day. But we're going to keep using the same battery until the battery dies, and then we'll see about how long we've gotten out of it. So right now, 30 minutes walk. I probably dropped another point because I've been standing out here for a couple of minutes talking to the camera. So me and Duke are going to go inside because he's probably hungry. He wants his breakfast, and I can use some coffee. So let's get inside. Okay, so you can't really see me. It's the same day. It's about 6:30 at night now instead of 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm out with Duke for his night walk, and I put it in low. My watch said it was 39. My house thermometer said it was 35 out, so we put it on low. We have 89%. We're probably going to take about the same walk we took earlier today. So let's see how warm I stay on low, and we'll see how much battery I have left if we take basically the same walk by the time we get back from it. Okay, so I forgot to record it when we left. We had 89% when we left. And now we have 84%. I had it on low the entire time. I actually got so warm
I had to take my hoodie off. So we used 5% of battery, basically the same walk. We were out for like just under 28 minutes this morning, just under 29 minutes now. We maybe walked like a 500th of a mile further, so barely any difference. Duke is just patiently waiting to go inside. So low the whole time, 5% for almost 30 minutes, and on medium, 10% for almost the exact same time. So this jacket battery so far is working way better than the last heated jacket that I used, which, I mean, that last jacket, I'm gonna go ahead and say the brand name. I tried not to say brand names in these, but I had an iHood heated jacket. I didn't use it. I took it off the charger intending to use it, and then I didn't need it that day. It was so warm. So it sat for literally 24 and a half hours unused, and the battery lost 50% of its charge. Took it off, it was at 100. The next morning when I did need it, it was at 50% exactly. So I lost 50% of the charge in just over 24 hours of not even using it once. And then it used like, what, 20% of the battery on medium or low. I think I might have had, I forget, I either had a medium or low on a shorter walk than this. I think it was like a 20-some minute walk, and the battery life just sucks. And I noticed that on the vest too, the battery life sucks. So the battery life on the Dewbu, great. And again, low, 5% of battery, medium, 10%. I'm gonna go ahead and guess. If I put it on high, I'm gonna use 20%. He wants a snack for being a good boy. So he's gonna get a snack for being a good boy. We're on week 2 of testing the Dewbu heated jacket. Now, again, rocking it on medium. This has been like my go-to temperature. I've honestly lost count of how many hours I put into wearing the jacket heated. We'll say conservatively, I've had it turned on for, we'll say, maybe 7 hours or so. I've definitely worn the jacket more than that, and a couple of times I actually had to turn the heat off and once or twice completely unzip the jacket because I got too hot and I had to vent my body. I was starting to sweat. One time, completely my own fault. It was like 45 degrees outside, and I thought it was much, much colder, so I got about 2-3 blocks and I was sweating. But the jacket overall still has 43% battery when I plugged it in. I have not charged again yet. Again, I will say I have at least 7 hours of this turned on. I've been using it medium or low. I haven't needed it on hot. I did test it on hot, but it was just way too hot for me. And it's like 24 degrees out right now, and I only had it on medium, and I'm completely fine. So once we hit those low teens, I'll probably want to up that, but the battery life on this thing is awesome. It's definitely been keeping me warm and toasty. Again, a couple times I've had to just completely turn it off. Even when it was like in the 30s, I found that it was a little warm, even on low, and I had to turn it off. So I'm digging the jacket. It's been keeping me warm. And Duke's also bundled up, just not with a Dewbu heated jacket. He's got his tried and true. It's an Australian, actually, horse blanket manufacturer, and they also made for a short time dog jackets. So he's rocking one of those. He's also toasty, but we're going to continue this walk. And I'm getting a little warm, and it's only like 24 degrees outside right now. So I may have to turn this down to low. So the battery just lasted me. It just died on me this morning. I just charged it up for this video. And I will say the battery was at 0% when I came back, but the jacket was still on and still heating. So there was still, even though it said 0%, a little bit of juice left in that battery, and it was still keeping me nice and toasty warm. I did have it on high for a little while, like 1 or 2 walks, but even when it was like 21 degrees out, this jacket on high, I got so hot I had to crank it down to low. I was just too hot. So even on high, maybe when we hit these frigid single digits, 10-degree days, that I would want the jacket on high. But as it stands now, even in the low 20s, I'm rocking this jacket on medium, and I am completely fine. I'm toasty warm, and if I put it on high, I'm gonna be overheating. So I'm not even wearing the jacket on high because it's so warm on medium, I don't need it. So the battery life, great. The heating elements in it are also great. The battery heating combined, two huge positives. The jacket was really warm and it lasted really, really well. Another positive is that the jacket fits really, really well. This is a size medium. I am roughly 175 to 180 pounds, and I can layer this jacket with a heavy button-down shirt or a thicker sweatshirt, and I'm still comfortable underneath this jacket. I can move around, I have full range of motion, and it's very comfortable for me to wear this for an extended period of time. Now, fit, feel, and finish. Really, besides the zipper being made of plastic, I wish the main body zipper had metal teeth on it, so it would just be a little bit more durable, or at least a chunkier, thicker plastic. That's it. That was the only qualm I had with the fit, feel, or finish. The jacket fits me really, really well. I think this fits more true to size. It's a bit of a boxier cut, as opposed to when I did the eye hood, that was a athletic cut or a very slim cut, so it wasn't even as comfortable to wear a heavier sweatshirt or a heavier shirt underneath, because the jacket was just so slim fit that I couldn't fit anything underneath. This has a good cut to it, and it also allows for that room to trap the heat inside, which you don't want a super snug, super fit jacket, because you want to have some air pockets inside the jacket to hold that heat, that radiant heat, to keep your body warm. If the jacket is too snug, you can't fit layers, and you don't have any of that room for the air pockets of heat to kind of go in there, to stay in there and radiate around you and keep your body warm. So I think the fit, the feel, the finish of this jacket, it's pretty good. I'm very happy with the way this jacket is wearing. I'm very happy with the way this jacket is operating. So if you're looking for a heated jacket, so far my pick is going to be the Dewbu heated soft shell. It's been way better than I anticipated. I came off this after doing an eye hood, and I thought this was going to be just another gimmick, because the eye hood did not work really at all, and the Dewbu actually worked really, really well, and I'm very, very pleased with the way that it operated, and I'm gonna keep wearing this. This is definitely gonna be my dog walking jacket for the foreseeable future. You know, if for some reason something happens and we fail down the line, I'm gonna go ahead and report back and let you know. But thus far, after wearing this thing for a couple of weeks, it's working out really, really well for me. And if you're gonna pick a heated jacket, my pick right now would be the Dewbu heated soft shell jacket. So if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications next time I post a brand new video. Good night.